Welcome to the video tutorial on how to convert prior version pool files into Turbo Tourney 2005 format. One thing you'll find is if you try to open a Turbo Tourney file from a previous version of the software, it'll tell you that it was created with an older version. It'll tell you what version it was created from, and you're trying to load it into a 2005 version, and that you must convert this file first using the file upgrade wizard. So with this tutorial, we're going to show you how to use the file upgrade wizard to convert prior version files. If you select the file menu, you'll find the file upgrade wizard option, which then starts the file upgrade wizard. And we'll just walk through the screens here showing you how to fill this in and how to convert your pools. We'll just select the next option, and here on the input file screen we need to select the file that we'd like to upgrade from. So in my case, we'll select I have an office pool file from 2004. I'll select that here, and I'm going to copy this file name. I'll need this later when I need to create the name for the output file. And I select next, and now I have some options on how I would like to convert the file. There's different options here depending on what you want included in your new file after it's converted. The first option is the new tournament, which basically takes your existing file and clears everything out, the pairings, the results, any players, but it keeps all your settings intact, like your scoring options, tiebreakers, that kind of thing. So it basically just starts a new tournament and clears everything out except for your settings. The new tournament convert players option will still clear out information in terms of the pairings and results, kind of the tournament information, but it will leave your players there so that if you want to be able to just keep the same people in this year's pool, you can do that. The same tournament will not clear out the tournament information. Basically just kind of makes a copy of the tournament from last year that you were using to run the pool on, but it will clear out your players. The same tournament convert players, this option will do the same thing as the same tournament, but it will also convert over your player information, their names and emails and that kind of thing, whatever you collected, but it will basically clear out their picks. So it's kind of like saying it's the same tournament from last year, but I want to bring the people over, but it does not bring over their picks. The last option would be the start tournament convert players and picks, which would basically be an exact copy of your pool from the prior year, just converted to the 2005 format. So it'll bring over all the tournament information, all the player information, as well as their picks. For the most part, when you're converting from year to year, you're usually going from, like, say, running your pool from last year to trying to run your pool this year. And typically you'd want to do that with either the new tournament or the new tournament convert players, depending on if you want to bring your players over. But generally you're going to be bringing this over and wanting to start a new tournament. So for this example, I'm going to use the new tournament convert players option, and we'll say next. And here I have some options now where I can either use the tournament name and year of the existing file, or I can use some new information. And I'm going to want to use new information because last year this was probably called 2004 tournament and the year was 2004. So I'm going to change this to be 2005 my fun pool, and the tournament year for this year will be 2005, and select next. And now I can enter in some contact information if I want to use something different than what's in the file. I'm going to go ahead and leave and use whatever I had in the existing pool for the contact information. And now we're ready to specify the output file that we want to save the converted file to. And I'm going to go ahead and paste what I copied from the first screen, and then all I'm going to do is change the file name a little bit here to make it be 2005 officepool.tt. So I'll now have a new file on my computer with my 2005 converted pool information in it. And we'll select next. So now the file upgrade wizard is ready to go ahead and complete the upgrade process, and we just need to select finish. And now it's telling us that the file has been upgraded, and it's created this new file, the new my 2005 office pool file, and it gives us kind of some of the results of the conversion. It did convert our custom setting but it did also reset the tournament information. So because we said we're going to start with a new tournament, and it converted 21 players, but it did not convert their picks. So I basically converted over their names and email addresses, but I did not include their picks since I'm going to be doing this as part of a new pool for this year. And we can select close. So now we can go ahead and we can open this file now in Turbo Tourney 2005. And as you can see, it brought over all my people. It didn't bring over any of their picks. But if I also go here and look, it also brought forward all of my scoring options and tiebreaker options and all my, basically my custom kind of pool settings brought forward, so I can continue to use the same information. So that's one way that you can get your pool information from the previous year into the 2005 format, as well as bring forward your player information. The one drawback to that method, though, is that it basically makes a copy of the 2004, whatever version you're coming from, format. So it makes the pool look and feel exactly like it did from last year. And the drawback to that is that it doesn't take advantage of any of the new features that might be in the new version. So for example, in the 2005 version, there are some new options for some hovering over the rows. So when you do like a standings report and you move your cursor up and down the screen, it'll highlight the row for you. That's a new in 2005 version. So when you convert a file, by default, those new features aren't going to be enabled because it wasn't available in prior years. So it's going to continue to make your pool look like it did in those previous years. So one way to get around that is, after you convert your file, instead of opening up the converted file right into Turbo Tourney, go ahead and start a new file, which you can either do by selecting the new pool from the toolbar, or you can select File New. And instead of opening it, we're going to use the Import tool underneath the Tools menu. And we'll select the file that I just converted. So this is the file that has my players from last year, but it's in 2005 format. And as you can see here, it's showing me the players that are in that file. Now I'm going to say Select All. And I don't want to load in any of their picks. I just want to load their player information into the 2005 pool. Select Start Import. It tells me that 21 entries were imported. So now you can see my players are brought into the 2005 pool format. But because I started with a new pool, it's going to start fresh and utilize all the new features of the 2005 version. And as you can see, the row option here is enabled. So generally, if you're going to be starting a new pool each year, I would always recommend you do a new pool within the new version. And after you convert your prior version to the 2005 format, use the Tools menu and the Import option to just import the players' names and email addresses and whatever else you're tracking for those players. That way you can start the new pool, take use of all the new features, and still get your player information loaded, so that you have a list of the people that were in the pool last year. And if you want to send them an email for this year, this kind of gives you a head start on the 2005 pool. So that was just a quick overview of how to convert prior year Turbo Tourney files into the 2005 format.